A mirror can be very honest, can't it? There are mornings when you look at your reflection and immediately recognize your eyes, your smile, and that familiar spark of your spirit. You still feel like you on the inside, wise, experienced, full of stories and depth. But then your eyes shift to your hair, and something feels just a little out of sync. It may look flatter than it used to, thinner than you remember, or more stubborn, almost as if it belongs to someone else. Styles that once fell into place with very little effort now seem to resist you. And somewhere between caring for everyone else, moving through different seasons of life, and simply growing older, your hair stopped reflecting how vibrant you truly feel inside. If that resonates with you, pause for a moment and gently ask yourself, when was the last time my hair truly felt aligned with who I am today? You are in very good company if you're not sure. Many women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond quietly share the same thought. I don't want to chase youth, but I also don't want to look tired or weighed down. That thought is not vanity. It is a desire to feel that your outer appearance matches your inner life. Here on Timeless Wisdom Path, there is a simple belief. Aging is not a problem to be fixed. It is a privilege. You have earned every year, every laugh line, every silver strand. You are not trying to turn back the clock. You are honoring the woman you have become. At the same time, that does not mean you must accept a haircut or style that drags your features down or makes you feel dull when you catch your reflection. So let's ask a gentle but powerful question. What if your haircut could 1. Soft layered bob, gentle lift, timeless elegance. Let's begin with a true classic, the soft layered bob. If you're looking for a haircut that feels refined, easy to manage, and quietly youthful, this is a beautiful option. Imagine brushing your fingers through your hair and feeling lightness and movement instead of weight and resistance. Can you picture your hair softly curving around your face instead of hanging straight down or sticking out in awkward places? Unlike a very blunt, heavy bob that can drag your features downward and sit like a straight block, a softly layered bob brings in movement and lightness while still looking polished. It is the difference between a rigid frame and a gentle, flowing outline. Ask yourself, do I want my hair to announce itself, or to simply make my entire face look fresher and more awake, without anyone quite knowing why? Why does it work so well on mature women? First, it creates the illusion of volume. As hair ages, it often becomes finer and loses density, especially around the crown and sides. If you've noticed more scalp peeking through, or hair lying flat even after styling, subtle layers can help. They remove heaviness in the right places, and allow your hair to sit away from the scalp, giving you that gentle lift that can visually take years off your overall appearance. Your hair looks fuller, but not puffy or overstyled. Second, this shape flatters the face in a very kind way. When the bob sits just below the chin or along the jawline, soft layers can frame your cheekbones and visually lift the lower part of the face. If you feel your jawline has softened or your cheeks are less defined than they used to be, this shape acts like a soft focus filter instead of a harsh spotlight. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply makes you look well-rested and subtly sculpted. Styling can be very simple and realistic. A light volumizing mousse at the roots, a round brush, and a gentle inward curve at the ends are often enough for everyday wear. On days when you want a more relaxed feel, you can add soft waves or encourage your natural texture. Side-swept bangs can soften forehead lines and bring focus to your eyes without feeling heavy or overwhelming. Now think about your face shape. If your face is round, slightly longer layers that skim past the chin can help visually lengthen and slim. If your face is oval, you can experiment with shorter lengths or more texture. If your face is square or angular, slightly feathered ends and soft layering can soften strong lines and bring harmony to your features. And what about glasses? The soft bob beautifully frames your frames instead of competing with them. Picture your glasses and hair working together to highlight your eyes, instead of fighting for attention. As you listen, you may want to ask yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10, how close does this feel to the kind of woman you see yourself as? Elegant, quietly confident, gently lifted? If your number is high, make a little mental note. But keep watching, because the next haircut is for those who feel ready for something a little bolder, and a lot more freeing. 2. Sidebang pixie, refined, bold, liberating. Next is a cut that many women describe not just as a style, but as a statement. the pixie cut with side-swept bangs. This haircut is not about being daring just for the sake of it. For many women in their 60s and beyond, it becomes a powerful expression of freedom. Have you ever fantasized about just cutting it all off and feeling the breeze on your neck, but then pulled back out of fear? If so, listen especially closely to this part. There is something profoundly elegant about short hair that reveals your bone structure, your eyes, and your smile with nothing to hide behind. Instead of using your hair as a curtain, the pixie invites your features to step into the light. Ask yourself, if my hair weren't there to hide behind, would I trust my face to carry my presence? Many women discover that the answer is yes, and that realization alone can feel incredibly empowering. Why is this cut so flattering on mature women? First, it creates instant lift and structure. Shorter hair around the sides and back naturally draws attention upward to the eyes and cheekbones. The side-swept fringe softens the forehead and adds a feminine touch, so the look remains gentle, not severe. If you're concerned about sagging around the jaw or neck, a pixie naturally shifts the focus higher, where your features are brightest and most expressive. Second, it can make thinning hair look surprisingly full. When excess length is removed, the remaining hair can be shaped and layered at the crown to create height and density. For women who have struggled with fine, flat hair, this can feel like a relief. Suddenly, your hair isn't fighting gravity anymore, it's working with it. Short layers can be styled to create volume where you need it most, instead of dragging down from the roots. Third, the pixie is wonderfully modern without being trendy. It pairs beautifully with natural gray, white, or silver hair, which can look incredibly chic in a short, well-structured cut. Instead of hiding your silver, this style allows it to shine as a feature, not a flaw. Imagine a soft halo of silver around your face, emphasizing your eyes and smile. Daily styling can be simple. Often, all you need is a small amount of texturizing cream or spray worked into the crown and through the top, then gently sweeping the bangs to the side. You can create a smoother, more polished look, or a slightly tousled, playful texture depending on your mood. Face shape also matters. If you have an oval, heart-shaped, or longer face, this style can look especially harmonious. If your face is round, keeping a bit of extra length in the fringe and some volume at the crown can create balance and elongation. If your features are quite angular, ask for soft, textured edges instead of very sharp lines to keep the look feminine and kind. A pixie with side bangs is more than just a haircut. For many women, it feels like a decision. A decision to simplify, to show your face proudly, and to trust that your presence is enough. Ask yourself right now, if I saw a woman my age walk into a room with a beautiful pixie cut, how would I perceive her? Strong? Stylish? Confident? If those are the words you would use, then this style might be quietly calling your name. Stay with this video, because the next haircut is for women who want movement, softness, and personality, but aren't ready to go super short. 3. Shoulder length shag, soft movement, youthful ease. If you love the idea of a style that feels relaxed, light, and full of personality, without looking messy or overly trendy, the modern shoulder-length shag can be a lovely choice. This is not the choppy, extreme shag of the 1970s. Today's versions are softer, more blended, and very flattering on mature faces. One of the biggest challenges with aging hair is loss of body. It can start to lie flat, especially around the crown, making the whole face appear a bit more tired. Have you ever noticed that when your hair has no movement, your expression looks more serious, even when you're not trying to be? The shoulder-length shag solves this by adding carefully placed layers throughout the hair. These layers create natural movement and texture, so your hair doesn't just hang, it floats and frames. This movement is especially helpful around the face. Gentle face framing pieces can lift the eye area, soften the jawline, and draw attention to your cheekbones. When the layers are tailored to your features, they act almost like soft drapery, skimming over the areas you feel less confident about while highlighting the parts of your face you love. Think of it as a style that moves with you rather than sitting stiffly on top of your head. The beauty of this cut is that it suits many textures. Slightly wavy hair comes alive in a shag, because the layers encourage your natural wave pattern. Fine hair can look fuller because the layers create separation and airiness, instead of letting all the hair clump together. Even if your hair is quite straight, A bit of sea salt spray or light mousse can provide that lived-in movement that looks youthful and relaxed. Maintenance is pleasantly forgiving. This is not a haircut that demands a perfect blowout. In fact, it often looks best slightly tousled, as if you just ran your fingers through it and walked out the door. If you prefer low-effort styling, you can let it air dry with the right product and simply adjust a few pieces around your face. The shoulder-length shag is particularly flattering on oval, long, or heart-shaped faces, and works wonderfully with glasses and natural gray or silver hair. The layers can keep hair from feeling too heavy, especially if you have some thickness, while still maintaining enough length to feel feminine and versatile. As you listen, ask yourself, do I like the idea of my hair looking a little more alive and a little less placed? Am I willing to embrace a slightly softer, more effortless vibe instead of a perfectly sleek one every day? For women who want to look more vibrant without appearing as if they're trying to keep up with younger trends, this cut offers a beautiful middle path. It's modern but not loud, easy but still intentional. If you're nodding along, keep watching, because the next haircut leans into simplicity, structure, and quiet sophistication. 4. Chin-length blunt cut with soft layers, quiet sophistication. If your personal style leans toward clean lines, minimal fuss, and a polished appearance, the chin-length blunt cut with soft layering might feel like home. At first glance, it looks simple, but its power is in the details. Picture hair that gently hugs the lower part of your face, creating a subtle frame that looks neat, healthy, and intentional. Does that match how you want to present yourself day to day? Cutting the hair to sit at, or just below the chin, creates a visual frame around the lower face and neck. As we age, the jawline and neck can lose some firmness. Long, heavy hair can drag the features down and emphasize that softness. In contrast, a chin-length cut brings structure back in a subtle, refined way. The straight blunt line at the ends creates the impression of strength and fullness, while soft interior layers keep it from looking harsh or boxy. For women with fine or thinning hair, this shape can be especially effective. Because all the ends meet at roughly the same point, they appear thicker and more solid. You avoid those wispy, tired-looking ends that can make hair seem fragile or neglected. Instead, you get a neat, healthy outline that looks strong but still feminine. Even a simple blow-dry can make it look like you tried, without actually needing an elaborate routine. Styling can stay wonderfully simple. A light smoothing cream or serum, a quick blow-dry with the ends turned gently inward, and you have a chic, structured look that suits everything from a cozy sweater to a dressy evening outfit. On days when you want a slight change, tucking one side behind the ear can add a subtle modern twist and show off earrings or glasses. This cut is particularly flattering for square or heart-shaped faces, where the soft layers help balance angles and bring harmony to the overall shape. If you have a more oval face, it can create a nice visual anchor, preventing the hair from looking too long or shapeless. Most of all, this haircut is ideal for women who prefer not to spend a lot of time on their hair, but still want a style that looks intentional and refined every day. Ask yourself honestly, do you enjoy styling tools and products, or do you prefer a quick, reliable routine? When you look in the mirror, do you want to see softness, or do you also want a bit of structure and definition? There is a quiet confidence about this haircut. It doesn't demand attention or chase trends. It simply says, I know who I am, and I take care of myself. If that sentence feels like it could be yours, then the chin-length blunt cut with soft layers may be the style that supports that identity. Stay with the video, because the final haircut is for those of you who feel attached to your length, but want it to look lighter, more intentional, and more flattering for your current features. 5. Long layers with curtain bangs, graceful length, soft framing. For many women, long hair carries memories and meaning. You may have worn it long for most of your life, and the idea of cutting it short feels more emotional than practical. If that's you, take a deep breath. You do not have to give up your length just because you've reached a certain age. There is no rule that says, once you're over 50 or 60, you must cut your hair short. What matters is not the length alone, but the shape and how it works with your face and hair texture. Long layers with curtain bangs allow you to keep the length you love while gently reshaping it to flatter your current features. If your long hair has started to feel heavy, flat, or like a curtain pulling your face downward, adding layers can transform it. These layers remove weight while preserving fullness, creating movement and softness instead of a solid wall of hair. Curtain bangs are a beautiful companion to this. They part softly in the middle or slightly off-center, and blend into the longer layers, creating a flattering frame around the face. Curtain bangs can soften the forehead, draw attention to your eyes, and highlight the cheekbones without feeling like a harsh, blunt fringe. If you've been nervous about bangs because you remember them as thick, straight, and hard to grow out, curtain bangs may change your mind. They are softer, more forgiving, and easier to live with. This combination is especially lovely if you have medium to thick hair and want it to look lighter and more fluid. Styled straight, it looks sleek and elegant. With gentle waves, it becomes romantic and soft. You can tie it back, wear it in a low bun, or clip it half up, and the layers will keep it from looking too severe. For finer hair, the key is to ask your stylist for fewer, longer layers rather than many short ones. Too many choppy layers can make fine hair look stringy. The goal here is graceful movement, not overlayering. You want your hair to move, not separate into thin pieces. Another advantage of curtain bangs is that as they grow, they still look intentional, so you're not constantly rushing back to the salon. If you decide later to transition away from bangs, they blend back into the hair more smoothly than a blunt straight fringe. Ask yourself, do you feel emotionally attached to your long hair, but frustrated with how it currently lies around your face? Would you feel better if your long hair looked more designed, and less like it simply hasn't been cut in a while? With the right approach, long layers and curtain bangs can make your hair look more youthful. Not because it is long, but because it moves and frames your face in a flattering way. It honors both your history with long hair and the woman you are today. A haircut is an act of self-respect. When you strip away trends, rules, and outside opinions, what truly matters is how you feel when you see yourself in the mirror. The haircuts explored in this video, the soft-layered bob, the side-bang pixie, the shoulder-length shag, the chin-length blunt cut with soft layers, and long layers with curtain bangs, are not about pretending to be younger. They are about allowing the woman you are now to be seen clearly and kindly. At 50, 60, 70, and beyond, beauty is not about erasing time. It is about presence. It is about standing in front of the mirror and thinking, this is me. I look cared for. I look like myself. A well-chosen haircut can give you that feeling. It can lift your features, make your hair easier to manage, and gently refresh your appearance so that your outer image matches the energy you still feel within. If you're considering a change, you don't need to rush into something drastic. You might start with a small shift, a few soft layers, a gentle fringe, or a slightly different length, and see how it feels. A thoughtful hairstylist who respects mature hair and faces can be a wonderful partner in this process. Bring photos, including from this video. Describe how you like to wear your hair day to day. Be honest about how much time you realistically want to spend styling. Here on Timeless Wisdom Path, everything shared is meant to honor your experience, not ignore it. You have lived through decades of change, growth, and reinvention. Updating your haircut can simply be another quiet, empowering chapter in that story, a way of saying, I am still here, still evolving, and still worthy of feeling beautiful. If this video helped you or gave you new ideas, you're warmly invited to subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, where content is created especially for women who are embracing midlife and beyond with grace, intention, and self-respect. Now a question just for you. Feel free to answer it in the comments. Which of these haircuts spoke to you the most? Are you leaning toward a soft bob, a liberating pixie, a flowing layered look, or something in between? Sharing your thoughts might inspire another woman who is watching and feeling unsure. Thank you for spending this time here. Remember, your age does not diminish your beauty. It deepens it. Wear your hair in a way that honors the woman you have become. Walk with your head held high, and let your presence speak before your hairstyle ever does. You are not fading. In your own timeless way, you are still flourishing.